text, audio, and video news of the globe from scientific television. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with us. Thank you.
Now listen to the headline news. Thousands protest against government in Mexico as clashes leave 120 injured. My mom was a 17-year-old free spirit, so she was locked up and put in a coma. Nearly 70 schools to close in Australia over fears of asbestos in play sand. YouTuber Jack Doherty arrested in Miami on drug possession charges. The U.S. will help South Korea build nuclear attack submarines. Here's what that means. 13 injured after demolition derby car hits crowd in Australia. Thousands march outside COP30 summit in call for action. At least 4 dead after migrant boats sink in Mediterranean. Why India caps pollution reading at 500 when the air is far more toxic. Zelensky vows energy sector overhaul after $100 million corruption scandal. Now listen to the detailed news. Mexico City witnessed major anti-government protests where at least 120 people, including 100 police officers, were injured during clashes. Thousands marched against rising violent crime and President Claudia Sheinbaum's administration. The protests were led mostly by Gen Z youth groups, with many demonstrating in memory of Uruapan Mayor Carlos Manzo, who was assassinated on 1 November. Protesters dismantled parts of the barrier around the National Palace, prompting police to use tear gas. Authorities arrested 20 people for robbery and assault. Similar marches occurred across other cities as well. The story reveals the hidden trauma experienced by Mariona Roca Tort, a woman who, as a teenager, was detained in a Franco-era reformatory run under Spain's Patronato de Protección a la Mujer. These institutions confined girls and young women who did not conform to the dictatorship's strict Catholic norms. Single mothers, girls with boyfriends, lesbians, or those who were victims of sexual assault. Mariona's daughter, Marina Freixa, learned this shocking truth a decade ago, which later inspired her to create a documentary about her mother's past. As Spain marks 50 years since the death of dictator Francisco Franco, survivors of such institutions are demanding a formal investigation into the abuses they endured. In the Australian Capital Territory, ACT, 69 schools will be closed on Monday after coloured play sand, sold by Kmart, Target, and Officeworks, was recalled due to the risk of asbestos contamination. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, ACC, reported traces of asbestos in some sand samples, though the risk of airborne fibers was considered low. ACT Education Minister Yvette Berry said that inspections and air testing are ongoing, with results so far showing no airborne asbestos in any school. Similar concerns have caused school closures in New Zealand as well. The recalled products include Active Sandtub Sandcastle Set and Blue, Green, and Pink Magic Sand. YouTuber Jack Doherty, a 22-year-old influencer known for prank videos and provocative street interactions, was arrested in the Miami area early Saturday. According to police, he was filming content while engaging with officers in the middle of the road and blocking traffic. During a subsequent search, police found half of an amphetamine pill, Schedule II, and 3 suspected cannabis cigarettes. Doherty, who has millions of followers across YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, was taken into custody on drug possession and other charges. South Korea has finalized a major defense agreement with the United States to build nuclear-powered attack submarines, marking a significant upgrade from its current diesel-powered fleet. The White House confirmed that the U.S. has approved the project and will cooperate in sourcing nuclear fuel. This announcement comes amid rising regional tensions involving North Korea's nuclear ambitions and China's military expansion. Walcha, southeastern Australia, 13 people were injured, including 2 critically, when a car participating in a demolition derby crashed through a fence and into the crowd during the Walcha motorcycle rally. The event, known for its grassroots motorsport activities, was underway on Saturday night when the vehicle smashed into the grandstand. Police reported that the injured ranged from ages 20 to 75, with one critically injured 54-year-old man. 9 people remain in the hospital and are recovering. An investigation is now underway to determine what caused the accident. Thousands of climate protesters marched in Belém, Brazil, outside the COP30 climate talks, marking the first time since 2021 that demonstrations have been permitted outside the UN Climate Summit. Protesters carried giant coffins labeled oil, coal, and gas, symbolizing a funeral for fossil fuels, while indigenous groups, youth activists, and environmental organizations from around the world demanded urgent action on climate change. The march occurred amid tight security, with police guarding the venue, and followed an incident earlier in the week where protesters broke through security lines, causing minor injuries and damage. Northern India is experiencing extremely polluted air during November, with millions of people breathing smoky, hazy air that makes going outside difficult. Many residents begin their day by checking air quality levels, but the readings vary widely depending on the monitoring system used. Government-backed apps like Safar and Samir display air quality indexed AQI values only up to the maximum limit of 500. At least 4 people have died after 2 migrant boats carrying nearly 100 people capsized off the coast of Libya. The Libyan Red Crescent confirmed that all 4 victims were passengers on a boat carrying 26 Bangladeshi nationals. A second boat with around 70 migrants, mostly from Sudan, also sank, but additional fatalities have not yet been confirmed. The boats were traveling along the central Mediterranean route, considered the world's deadliest migration path. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced a major overhaul of state-owned energy companies following a large corruption scandal in the country's energy sector. Anti-corruption investigators revealed that around $100 million had been embezzled, triggering public outrage, especially as Ukraine continues to suffer severe power outages due to intensified Russian attacks on energy facilities. Zelensky stated that the management of several major companies, including Energoatom, the state nuclear company at the center of the scandal, would be replaced, and a full financial audit would be conducted.